Hey everybody, Shane here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Lemnis Gate, going for the Clean Sweep achievement. This is going to cover all of the achievements you're going to need to unlock to get this achievement. Everything is going to be done in training, so make sure you load that up. The first set is going to be done on the training facility. There's going to be 20 collectibles per world, so we're going to start out with the first one right here. You're going to start out in the little control room right over here. You're going to want to head out onto the main floor. We're going to start out on the right side, so make sure you take the right door out. Make sure you stick to the walkway, and then you're going to get to a staircase. Make sure you take that up, and then you're going to find the bounce pad right here. Take that up to the rafters, and you're going to find the first collectible. They're going to look like these. Make sure you just walk over them to grab them. That's the first one. Moving on to collectible number 2, it should be dead ahead, but we are going to have to wrap around, so make sure you head this way and round the corner right here. Once you turn, you're going to notice it's going to be in the middle right here. Make sure you take the bounce pad across, and then you're going to want to grab it in midair right here. You probably aren't going to make the jump, so make sure you try to land on the floor. Once you are here, we're going to make our way back up, so just take the ramp and the staircase back up to where we previously were at. So same bounce pad to get up into the rafters, and then once we are back here, we're just going to round that same corner again, and this time we're going to make our way this way. So take this bounce pad over here, and then turn left this time. This is going to be the middle of the rafters right over here, so make your way across, and then you're going to find another collectible right over here. Once we grab this one, we're going to start working our way to the left side of the main area. We're going to turn it to the left and then drop down on this corner back to the ground level. We're going to have this ramp that takes us to this collectible, hard to miss. Once you have this one, you can see the next one right across, so try to make this jump. So, big running jump to get across. Don't be too discouraged if you miss it. You can always make your way back up here, but the collectible is going to be right over here. Once you have this one, we're going to turn around, and then we're going to take this bounce pad to get higher up on this side. Once you are up here, you're going to want to jump onto this walkway and then make your way across. The collectible is going to be right here, facing the middle of the room, so make sure you grab that. Once you have that, you're going to turn your attention this way and then drop down. You should be able to make this, as it's a very small jump. This collectible is going to be right over here, so make sure you grab that. That should put us at 7. Once you have that one, you're going to have another jump right here that you can get across, and then once you are over here, you're going to find number 8. Once you have this one, we're going to turn our attention to the back left corner of the main area, and then you're going to find the next collectible right over here, which is going to be number 9. We're going to turn and then take the stairs up. There should be a bounce pad right here, which we can take back up to the rafters, and we're going to start working on all the ones up here. There should be immediately one as soon as you get up, which is going to put us at 10, so that's going to be the halfway point. Once you secure that one, we're going to turn our attention back to the middle. We're going to make our way 4, but that's going to require that we go diagonally this way and then back to the middle. This one's going to be another mid-air one that you're going to need to do a big running jump to get, so make sure you do that. Then you should be in this section with the 4 bounce pads. Take any one of them to grab this one that's going to be way up here, and then try to land on the floor. Then we're going to need to make our way back up to where we're at, so just make sure you head back to the back left corner, and then just make sure you take the staircases and the bounce pads all the way up back to the rafters. Once you are back up to the highest level, we're going to turn our attention to the left. So facing the middle, you're going to want to turn left and then take the left walkway all the way down. And there's going to be a collectible right over here towards the middle. So make sure you grab that one. Very easy to get. Once you secure this one, we're going to make our way back to the middle platform. So try to find a safe way to get across. You should be able to make this jump right here and then get back to the middle. Once you are on the main platform, make sure you head back towards the control room. There's going to be a collectible between the control room and the platform. Make sure you take either one of the 2 bounce pads to grab it in mid-air. That should wrap up all of the normal collectibles. As for the last 6, make sure you face the control room and then drop all the way down to the floor. Then you're going to want to head through these 2 doors, and that's going to take you to the challenges room. The last 6 collectibles are going to be done through the character challenges, so you're going to have to do all 6 of them. There's going to be 1 per character class. There is also an additional achievement for completing all 6 of them, so make sure you take it upon yourself to do so. Starting out with the closest one on the left, this one's going to be the Deathblow class. You're going to need to destroy all of these targets within a certain time limit. You're going to want to use your right bumper ability, which are going to be your mines. You want to start out by throwing one in the back right corner, then throw one directly in front of it right here in the near right corner, one in the back middle, one directly above that, and then one in the back left corner. Make sure you train your sight on the bottom right mine, and then you're going to want to shoot it as the backmost target is moving towards the left. As soon as you do, train your attention to the back wall, and then just use your rocket launcher to clean up the rest of the targets. Hopefully you should be able to make it in time. You are going to have enough margin of error to do one reload, so try to get it done in 5 shots, but if you can clear all the targets, you should be good for this character's challenge. Grab the collectible, and then it's going to be across the hall to work on the next character. So thankfully this next character is going to be easy. It is going to be Karl. You're going to want to use his big jump to get up here. Stay on the right side behind this barrier. Your goal is to grab the collectible right there above this turret. You're going to want to use his right bumper ability in the form of the protection orbs. You're going to be given 5 of them. Shoot one right here on this platform and then quickly jump across. Once you are here, I'm going to recommend that you set up another protection orb right on this back left platform. Once you have that one, once you are here, use your vantage point to shoot one on the moving platform. Make sure it sticks to the platform so the orb is moving with the platform. Jump across to the left one, and then you want to wait until the platform is at its lowest. Jump across and then take the lift all the way up, and you should be able to make the last jump to grab the collectible right over here. You're going to have to time the jump as you don't want to hit your head on the ceiling, so make sure you try to do that, and then once you grab the collectible, you should be good for this character trial. Once you have the collectible secured, we're going to head back into the hallway, and then we're going to go diagonally across this way, and then we're going to head into this room. This one's going to be the Rush character class trial. Make sure you head up this ramp. You're going to jump and then right bumper to dash onto this platform. Once you are here, make sure you turn right and then head down here. Make sure you let your dash recharge and then jump and then dash diagonally across to get here. Then let it recharge again before you drop down. Once you are here, you're going to want to hit up this bounce pad. While in mid-air, you're going to want to use your dash, and your goal is to try to make this platform right here in the corner. Once you are here, let your dash recharge again. Then you're going to have to make this very tricky jump. You're going to need to jump into this box, hit the bounce pad, and then wrap around this corner. Use the dash, and your goal is to try to land on or next to this turret. Once you are in place, you're going to need to do this step really quickly. Jump onto the turret and then jump and then dash through this hole. Hopefully you should be able to make it in time as the other turret is going to be shooting at you. If you happen to make it, make sure you take the bounce pad up and then grab the collectible. Then just make your way back to the beginning, and that should take care of another trial. Once this one is wrapped up, we're going to head across the way, and then we're going to head into this room. This trial is going to be the Toxin character class, which is going to revolve around its teleport. Use right bumper to teleport onto this wall. You can actually skip most of the trial by using a well-placed teleport right here. Your goal is to try to aim for the platform that's directly beneath the second turret. So try to get the arc like this, and if you happen to hit this, you should be able to skip most of the trial without any fire. Once you are here, your goal is to get up to the second turret, so use another teleport to place yourself to the right of the turret. Once you are here, make sure you try to go as far to the back right corner as you can. Then you're going to want to try to aim a teleport into this box right here. So make sure you look at this box, and then you're going to want to set up a teleport directly to the left of it. As soon as you pop off your teleport, you're going to want to lean right so you can try to move your character while in mid-air to the actual inside of the box, which is going to be where the trial ends. Once you are in here, make sure you grab the collectible, and then you should be able to hit this button in order to end the trial. Then just fall into the pit in order to get back as quickly as you can, and then once you are back, that's going to wrap up another character class. So that should be 4 out of 6. Once we have this done, we're going to head back into the hallway, and then we're going to head next door in order to take care of the next character class, which is going to be the Striker. The Striker is going to be a basic challenge where you need to use your sniper rifle in order to take out all of these targets. You're going to need to clear them before they can respawn. This can be a little tricky as you are going to have 2 shots before needing to reload. You can slow down time by using your right bumper ability. However, if you practice enough, you can do this without relying on it. My best advice is to start with the one that's moving diagonally from the bottom left to the upper right. Shoot that, and then use your second shot of this clip in order to get the one on the right. You should be forced to reload after that. Right before the reload animation, make sure you move your sights over to the left and then train your focus on the apex of the left one. You're going to want to shoot it at the height of its ascent as you're coming out of the reload, and then you're going to want to keep your aim here, and then you want to make sure you get this one as it's moving to the left. As soon as you get that one, make sure you train your focus to the bottom, quickly reload, and then make sure you use whatever time you have left in order to take care of the last one on the bottom. So pretty simple, it's just going to take a ton of practice in order to get that pattern down, but once you take out all of the targets, you should be good for the collectible as well as the trial that goes along with it. Grab it, and then we're going to be on to the last character class. This one's going to be at the end of the hallway, and of course, rightfully so, it is going to be the most difficult one. This one is going to be the Vendetta class. You're going to be given a little tutorial on the basics of the trial. So you're going to have these enemies who are going to be behind gates, and then what you're going to need to do is you need to make sure you set up your turrets in order to take them out. So you set up your turrets by using right bumper, and then once you place one, you're going to head over here. You're going to want to stand on this red button, and as you're standing on it, the gate should open, and then your turret should take out the enemy, which is going to allow you to advance. So once you have your basic breakdown, you're going to want to move forward, and then you're going to press the reset button in order to start the actual trial. Start out by turning to the right and then just use your regular gun in order to take out this robot again. Then we're going to turn to the actual challenging part. You're going to have these 3 gates that are going to require that you set up turrets in mid-air in order to do. Now the problem with this and what makes it so challenging is you're going to have to use these bounce pads and you're going to have to arc your jumps correctly. You are going to have to place the turrets exactly in front of the gate, and you're only going to be given 5 turrets. So because you need to set up 3 of them, you're going to only be allowed 2 mistakes. So this first one's probably going to be the most simple. Make sure you hit the bounce pad. As soon as you hit it, make sure you hold right bumper. Make sure you aim straight into the wall and then slide down the wall. And then once you are finally in front of the gate, make sure you finish up your charge and then place your turret. Once you get that one done, onto the left one. My best advice for this one is to look at the floor. Make sure you back up into the bounce pad and then try to get your bounce as straight as possible. And then once you are at the apex of the bounce, make sure you hold the bumper and then make sure you lean forward, and then you should be able to place that turret super high up. As for the third and final one, this one's going to be the most challenging. You're going to want to go in from the side, so make sure you hit the bounce pad from the side, pop your turret up, and then try to steer it into the gate. And then hopefully if you can place all 3 right, you should be able to be good for the next step, which is the easy part, which is just holding down the button. If you place them correctly, they should take out the enemy behind the barrier, and if you can take out all 3 using your turrets, you should be good for the collectible and the final trial. So this one is going to be quite challenging, as again, the mechanic is going to be a little rough with the aim. Just remember, the key thing to work on is going to be the timing on when you start your right bumper press, and then eventually you should be able to get it down after several tries. But once you finally get it down and then take out all 3 robots using your drones, you should be good for the trial. Make sure you grab your collectible right over here. Once you have this, that should wrap up the 6th character trial, as well as all the collectibles on this world. You should be given 2 achievements. First one is Housekeeping, for finding all of the collectibles on any one given world for 25 gamer score. And then the other one is going to be Straight A Student, for completing all of the character challenges. That one's going to be for 35 gamer score, and that's also going to wrap up our first world. So moving on to the rest of the collectibles, thankfully they're just going to require that you pick them up. There's going to be a total of 12 additional worlds after the training facility. There's going to be 20 collectibles per world. We're going to start out on the first one of these, which is going to be Caldera. Make sure you move to the spawn pad, and you're going to want to switch your character class out. For most of them, I'm going to recommend Karl, as he's going to be the most mobile character class, as he has a very useful jump. First collectible on this world is going to be just to the left of the spawn area. Make sure you grab it among the rubble right here. Once you have that one, we're going to head back. You want to take this bounce pad up onto the main walkway. Then you're going to take this down until you get to the middle of the bridge. Once you're at the bridge, make sure you turn to the left and then jump on to this thing. All the way back here past this second bridge is going to be the next collectible. Make sure you jump and then grab that. Once you have this one, we're going to then head back on to this bridge, and then make sure you take a left and then head further down the map. This one's going to be right over here past objective B. You're going to look for this ramp right here, and then once you notice that, you're going to want to look under it, and then collectible number 3 is going to be right here in this pile of rocks. Right next to this one is going to be collectible number 4. You want to turn around and look at the top of this archway. This one's definitely going to need Karl to get, as his jump is going to be super useful in order to get some of these harder to reach ones. So make sure you do a big jump, make sure you grab that one, and then we're going to be 4 of 20. Once you have that one, we're going to turn to the left. Make sure you take this bounce pad up here, and then we're going to jump on this column, and then we're going to grab it right over here, right next to the other piece of the column. Once you have this one, as you can see, collectible number 6 is going to be directly in front of us, but it is going to require a big jump to get to. So make sure you lower yourself down and then jump on to this bit of wall right here, and then you should be able to have enough clearance to jump straight up and then grab it using Karl. So make sure you line yourself up just right and then pick it up, and then once you have that one, we're going to head up this cliffside right here. So make sure you just wrap around, and then you could take these rocks to get further up, and then you're going to grab this collectible right over here, which is going to be number 7. Once you have that one, we're going to stay on the cliffside and then make our way forward. Then you have this one right here. You're going to want to do a big jump aiming for the building. So just make sure you run and then jump. Hopefully you should be able to arc it right to grab this one and then land next to the building. Get onto the roof of the building and then jump across to the adjacent building and then grab this collectible right over here. Then right next to this is going to be collectible number 10. You're going to need to jump on this spire right here. So make sure you jump on top of it. Hopefully you can stick the landing, and then jump and then grab this one on your way down. Once you have that one, you should be halfway done at 10 out of 20. We're going to go straight, and then in this cliff face is going to be this collectible in this corner. Make sure you grab this one. Once you have that, we're going to turn around, and then we're going to head in this direction. We're going to head towards the red base. Once you are here, you're going to want to look behind red base. You're going to notice all of these storage containers right here. And then right over here is going to be collectible number 12. So make sure you grab that. Once you have this one, we're going to then turn our attention back to the map, and then we're going to head to the right side. So this is going away from red base. So make sure you stick to the right until you get to these white storage containers. Make sure you use them in order to get up to this cliff, and then just make sure you scale the rocks, and then keep bouncing your way up using Karl's jump, and then eventually you should get to this bit where it dips right here. You can see the next collectible at the apex of this archway. So make sure you make your way onto this cliffside. Again, you shouldn't have too much trouble using Karl, as his jump is going to be super useful. Grab the collectible, and then once you have this one, we should be 13 of 20. We're going to turn our head slightly to the left. You're going to have this diagonal column right here with the next collectible sticking out of it. You should be able to make your way across the rubble right here, easy peasy. And then once you see the arm of this column, just make sure you get onto it and then scale it to its apex and then grab it at the tippy top. And that should be 14 of 20. While you are up here, you should have a bird's eye view of the map. We're going to use this in order to look to our right. You should notice the storage containers right over here to the right of the buildings, and then right behind those is going to be the next collectible. So drop down and then make your way over there, and then make sure you grab this one. Once you have that, we're going to leave this area, and then we're going to head this way. We're going to make our way around the building and then head towards the middle of the map. You're going to have the two spires right here form a slit that you can notice. So make sure you turn your attention towards these. And then once you are here, you're going to drop down, and then you're going to want to drop down to the right of the right spire. Right next to this toolbox is going to be the next collectible right here, which is going to be number 16. After you grab that one, we're going to head back this way. This is heading towards blue base, and then once you get to this area, you should notice this storage container. Make sure you look behind it, and then in here is going to be the next collectible, which is number 17. Once you have that one, we're going to then turn our attention back this way. Make sure you head over here underneath the left building facing this way, and under the ramp is going to be collectible number 18. Once you have that, we're going to look for 19 next. So make sure you head this way. We're going to take the ramp up, and then we're going to wrap around the building. This is going to be where objective B is going to be. Make sure you head behind that, and then back to the two white storage containers, and then in between them, which is going to form this V shape right here, is going to be collectible number 19. So make sure you pick that one up. That should leave us with one more collectible in the form of collectible number 20. It's going to be all the way back at blue base, so we're going to take any way that we want to get back up there. So take the cliff face, take the walkway, doesn't really matter, just make your way back to blue base. Once you notice it, you're going to want to go and then look into the rubble on the left side right here. This is going to be where that big diagonal column is going to be. So make sure you look that way, and then you're going to want to head this way to get there. So this is going to be right next to blue base. Look in the rubble, and then right over here is going to be the collectible. Make sure you grab it. That should be 20 out of 20, which is going to take care of this world, and then on to the next. Next world up is going to be Howlers Mine, so make sure you load that one up. We're going to start out by switching our character over to Karl again. First collectible up is going to be directly behind us, so make sure you turn around and then make sure you grab it behind the portal right here. Once you have that one, collectible number 2 is also going to be behind the starting area, so make sure you turn to the left, and then you're going to notice this one right over here in mid-air next to this big old tree. Thankfully, we are playing as Karl, so we can use our jump in order to grab it. It's not going to be too big of a jump, so just make sure you just jump straight up and then grab it. Once you have that one, we're going to then finally proceed down the map as we normally would. We're going to start on the right side since we're here already, so make sure you take this path forward, and then we're going to get to these shipping containers behind this barrier, jump into them, and then right here, right in the middle, is going to be collectible number 3, so make sure you pick that one up. Once we have this one, we should be 3 of 20. We're going to leave this pile of storage containers and then go over to this pyramid of storage containers. Right over here in the gap on the bottom layer is going to be the next collectible, so make sure you grab that one. That should be number 4. Once you take care of this one, make sure you back up, and then we're going to grab this one, which might be a little difficult to get. It's going to be right here in the middle of the woods. You're going to need to take this bounce pad up, or you can take the staircase of storage containers up to the roof. You're going to have to do a big running jump in order to grab it. You should be able to get it as Karl. However, if you are having trouble, I am going to recommend you switch character classes. Thankfully, you should be close enough to the spawn, which is going to be blue base, so just make sure you hit up the pad, and then make sure you switch on over to the rush class so you can take advantage of his dash. So just make sure you do that, and then get back onto the roof. Once you're up there, you're going to do another big running jump, and instead of using Karl's jump, you're just going to use Rush's right bumper ability, which is going to be his dash. You're going to want to lean forward, and hopefully you have enough vertical clearance in order to grab the collectible on your way down. Once you have it, feel free to hit the pad back up again and then switch back to Karl, as you are going to need him for most of the rest of the collectibles. So just make sure you do that, and that should take care of number 5. Once we are back as Karl, we're just going to head back to that staircase of storage containers and then head up onto the roof again. So just make sure you do that, or you can take the bounce pad up because that is going to be quicker. Make sure you look for the solar panel, and then behind that's going to be this triangle of storage containers. Make sure you go over to the left side and then jump over it. You should be at the roof corner, and then right over here is going to be a collectible hidden behind the containers. So make sure you grab that. That should be number 6. Once you have this one, we're going to turn our attention, and then down here is going to be some more storage containers. Pay attention to the 2 on the right, because right behind them is going to be your next collectible, which is going to be number 7. Drop down and then grab it, and then we're going to be on to the next one. So we're going to leave the outskirts of the map and then head back to the main play area, so just make sure you jump your way back across, get over this cliffside, and then look for this staircase, and then you should be going in the right direction. We're going to hit the staircase up, and then once you are up here, you should be in front of red base. Once you are here, we're going to look behind the spawner, so just make sure you go this way. Make sure you jump up and then grab the collectible right here in this bit of foliage between these 2 rocks. Once you have that one, we're going to turn slightly to the left, and then we're going to stay on this little cliff face right here, and then we're going to head down. What do you know? More storage containers. Make sure you just drop down this incline right here, and then right over here in the corner is going to be yet another collectible. Make sure you grab that. That should be number 9. Once you have that one, we're going to press forward back to the middle of the play area. You're going to have the main encampment right here. We're going to go rooftop scaling, so make sure you jump on to the roofs right here. You're going to have one right here in the middle next to the solar panel, so just look for the rooftop with the solar panel on it. You should be able to jump on here as the buildings are going to be quite short, but make sure you grab this one. That should be 10 of 20, so we should be halfway done with this map. We're going to turn our attention this way, and then we're going to take the storage containers, and then we're going to jump all the way over here. Once you are here, you're going to drop down and then look in this corner for number 11, so make sure you pick this one up. Once you have this one, it's going to be back onto the rooftops as we're going to scale further across. So make your way back to the middle where the solar panel one was. And then once you are here, we're going to jump to the next adjacent one right here. So just make your way across, careful not to fall through the hole in the roof. If you fall down, it's not going to be too big of a deal as, again, the buildings are going to be super short and you can make the jump back up quite easily. Grab the collectible right here, and then once you have that, we're going to head over here. There's going to be blue base for reference. We're going to head in this direction, so make sure you look for the staircase. Once you notice it, to the right is going to be yet more storage containers. Look in the gap, and the collectible is going to be right here. That should be number 13 out of the way. Once you have this, just make sure you back up, and then it's going to be up the stairs. Then we're going to look to the left. Inside this set of storage containers is going to be the next collectible right over here up against the building. Lower your stuff down and then grab it. And then once you have that, we're going to head back up. And then we're going to then turn our attention this way. So this is going away from blue base. You're going to go between these two rocks and into this grotto right here. Once you are here, look for this specific tree, and then right at its base is going to be this collectible. That's going to be number 15. Once you have that, we're going to turn to the left, and then we're going to head up here. There's going to be another collectible that's going to be super high up, which is going to require a big jump. Thankfully, we are going to be able to reach it because there's going to be a set of storage containers right here that we can jump up and then make our way over to this tree stump right here. And we should be able to make this jump using Karl. So jump straight up and then grab the collectible. You might have to lean forward a bit in order to get it, but once you have it, you should be 16 of 20. Turn your attention to this hole in the ground. It's going to be a hatch. Make sure you take a peek inside. There's going to be a post at this corner right here. And then on that post is going to be the next collectible. So make sure you grab that one. That's going to be number 17. Then just bounce pad your way out, and you're going to want to be facing this tree with the light in front of it as a reference. From there, you're going to turn to the left. There's going to be this building, which we're going to come back to later. Wrap around, and then look for the building area right here. There's going to be a stump there for reference. You want to turn to the leftmost building. It's going to have the window that should be facing you. Make sure you head on inside, and then in here is going to be the collectible in this corner next to the two doors. Make sure you grab that, and that's going to leave us with 2 left. We're going to need to head back to either one of the 2 bases because we're going to head to that building next, but this one is going to require that we play as the Toxin class. Thankfully, blue base is going to be rather close by, so make sure you head that way and then switch on over to Toxin as we are going to need the teleport ability. So make sure you switch on over and then head to that building that we have mentioned before. If you get lost, it's going to be where objective B is going to be. Once you are here, you're going to want to hit up any one of the staircases and then turn around. Right over here is going to be the collectible. We're going to need to use Toxin's teleport in order to grab it, as there's not going to be an easy way to jump, as there's going to be a hatch directly beneath it. So use the teleport. I am going to recommend that you go in from the left, as you're going to have the easiest time of aiming towards the pipe. So make sure you grab that, and it's going to be back onto the platform. Make sure you look to the left for some more storage containers, and then in the corner right here is going to be the 20th and final collectible of this map. Make sure you grab that, and then get sure all collectibles have been found. Moving on to the third map, which is going to be Solitude, which is going to be the snow map. So make sure you hit up the pad. This time around, instead of choosing Karl, we're actually going to start out with Toxin, as there's going to be one that requires the teleport very early on, so I might as well get Toxin out of the way. Make sure you switch over to them, and then we're going to hit up the right side of the map. Behind this storage container is going to be the first collectible, so make sure you grab that. Once we have that one taken care of, we're going to stay on the right side of the map and then head further down this way. You're going to want to head back towards the building. There's going to be a walkway right here. We're going to go underneath the walkway, and then we're going to proceed forward. Now, the reason we needed the teleport is to get this specific collectible right here, which is the one underneath the staircase. As you can see, there is a storage container in the way, and we can't fit here with any of the characters. So we're going to have to use Toxin's teleport in order to teleport underneath this to bypass the barrier, grab the collectible, and then use the teleport to get back out. Now we're going to be pretty much done with Toxin. However, before switching them out, we're going to grab one more collectible. So make sure you turn your attention to the right once you head back out, and then head further down this way. We're going to go underneath this walkway and then wrap around. There should be this rock right here, and then right next to it is going to be our next collectible, which is going to put us at 3. Before moving on, we're going to need to switch characters, so we're going to head back to the spawn area, climb up the rocks to get back onto the walkway, and then once you are here, we are going to then head back the way we came, more or less. So just make sure you follow the walkway down, and then right over here is going to be blue base. Make sure you stand on top of that pad, and then we're going to switch our character over to Old Reliable in the form of Karl, as we are going to need his jumping ability to get the rest of the collectibles. So once you make the switch over, we're going to head back down the right side, and then we're going to mop up the next one that we couldn't get without him. So to get this one, you want to be on the higher part of the walkway. This one's going to be a little hard to get from here, so we are going to need to climb up the storage containers. So make sure you climb up here by jumping, and then jump across to get onto this one. And then this is going to be the easiest vantage point to get it from. So a big running jump, and then make sure you steer yourself towards it, and then grab this mid-air collectible. Once you have this one, you should be 4 of 20. Then we're going to turn to our left, and then we're going to head back indoors, going this way. So head through this door. This one's going to be up here. It's going to be just above objective B. You are definitely going to need Karl for this one as well. Make sure you jump on top of the objective, and then you should have enough clearance to jump straight up and then grab it. So just make sure you do that, and then once you come back down, you should be 5 of 20. Once you have this one, we're going to turn, and then we're going to head up this staircase through this window, and then we're going to be back outside. We're going to wrap around the cliff face and then head over to red base. Once you notice red base, we're going to dip on down, and then we're going to grab the next collectible right over here. So make sure from red base you turn and then face this way, and then grab it in this little crevice right here. Once you have this one, we're going to continue on to the main area of the map, so make sure you turn around, and then we're going to head down the main pathway right here. You're going to want to go straight heading towards Objective A. You're going to get to this building right here. Look underneath the building, and then you're going to notice this staircase. Underneath this is going to be the next collectible right here. You're going to have to duck to get it, so make sure you duck and then finagle your way around to grab number 7. Once you have that, make sure you continue until you get back out onto the map. Once you are here, you're going to be in the area with the storage containers. We're going to wrap around the building until we notice this oddly colored one. Make sure you look behind it, and then right behind it is going to be the next collectible. So make sure you drop down and then grab that, and we should be 8 of 20. After you take care of that one, we're going to turn left, and we're going to hug the edge of the map until we get to a similarly colored storage container. And then what do you know, if you look behind that is going to be this chessboard, but behind that is going to be collectible number 9. So make sure you pick that one up. Then we're going to be back over the storage container. Once you see this rock, we're going to need to go to the left of it, so make sure you head this way. Wrap around, and then right over here is going to be this staircase and this barrier. Make sure you look behind the barrier, and then right here is going to be the next collectible in this corner. That should put us 10 of 20, which is going to the halfway mark. Once you have that one, we're going to check the other side of the rock, and this is going to lead us to another staircase right here. Look underneath that, and then underneath here is going to be the next collectible, which is going to be number 11. Once you secure that, it's going to be back out, and then instead of going up the staircase, we're going to head this way towards this solar panel right here. This is going to be the back way that takes you back to blue base. Once you are back at blue base, you're going to want to jump into this pile of storage containers, and then in here is going to be the next collectible, which is number 12. Once you have that one, we're going to head indoors into the actual hangar, so make sure you try to make your way out, and then make sure you turn into the hangar. There's going to be a bunch coming up. Starting out, we're going to grab the one right here in the near right corner, so make sure you grab this behind these boxes. Once you have that, we're going to then head back to the main area of the hangar, take the staircase up, and then right here behind the storage containers in the main walkway is going to be the next collectible right here. Grab that. Then we're going to turn, and then we're going to head down the left staircase facing this way. And then at the base of this staircase is going to be this corner. The next collectible is going to be right here, right next to the previous one. That should put us at 15. Once you grab that one, we're going to turn around and then head further down the hangar. And then we're going to take this staircase up right here. You should have 3 entrance ways. You want to make sure you go through the square one on the right. Once you are in here, you're going to find the next collectible right in this hallway. So jump up to grab it, and then once you secure this one, we're going to then turn to the left and then head back outside. This should take you back out to the buildings area, but you're going to be on the walkway this time. Make sure you wrap around and then follow the walkway until you get to the back left corner. This is going to give you a nice little boost to get up to the roof. So with Karl, make sure you use his jump to get up here. Easiest way is to just follow these icicles. So just make sure you jump at the corner, get onto the roof, and the next collectible is going to be right here as soon as you get up. Make sure you grab that, and that's going to be number 17. Once you have that one, we're going to look to the right, go around the solar panel, and then look for this pipe right here. To the right of that is going to be the next collectible in the form of number 18. Once you have that, we're going to continue down the roof. So just follow the pipes until you get to the end, and then this is going to wrap around here. Go past where the pipes end and then just continue down the roof. Stay on the left side and go for the left side solar panel right here. You should have some more pipes behind that. Between the solar panel and the pipes is going to be the next collectible right here. Grab that. And then finally, the 20th and final one for this map is going to be right here on the rooftop of this building. So big jump to get across and then grab it in the middle. That should be 20 of 20, wrapping up another world. On to the next one. This one is going to be Chimera, so make sure you load that one up. So we're going to start out by going onto the pad and picking our class as Karl, as we normally would. Once you have him selected, we're going to turn around. First collectible is going to be located on this storage container right next to the spawn. Make sure you jump on top of it and then grab it, and that's going to be 1 out of 20. Once you grab the first collectible, the next one is going to be right next to you. You're going to want to turn and then face the rest of the map. Then you're going to want to look up and you're going to see it's going to be directly above you. You're going to have to do a big jump to get it. So make sure you jump onto the highest point of the storage container and then use a big jump in order to grab it. Thankfully, if you use Karl, you should be able to get it since his jump is going to be super reliable. Then we're going to turn over to this building right here. The next collectible is going to be right in front of us. You can probably make it with a jump. However, there's going to be a bounce pad right here, so you can get up here that way. Make sure you grab it in front of these boxes. Once you have that, you should be 3 of 20. And then we're going to head back to the spawn area. Now, to the left of the spawn area is going to be this staircase that's going to be going up. To the left of that is going to be the storage containers. You're going to want to look behind those, and then behind them is going to be the next collectible. So make sure you slide on through here. There should be a gap that you can slip on through, and then grab collectible number 4. Once you have that, we're going to stay on the left side of the map, so just make sure you make your way back, and then we're going to take the stairs up. You're going to notice a cliff side to the left of the staircase going up. We're going to jump up there using Karl, so make sure you get a good bounce. Try to stick the landing. It is going to be a little tricky as the slope is going to be a tad slippery, but once you get up here, you should notice the next collectible. So make sure you grab it while you're up here, and then you should be 5 of 20. We're going to stay on this little cliff side right here, and we're going to follow it along, and then we're going to head in the direction of Objective A. You might have to drop down and then jump back up in case you fall off, but nonetheless, just make sure you keep following the cliffside, and then eventually it's going to open back up right over here, and then on this ridge is going to be the next collectible right over here. So make sure you grab that. You can see red base in the background for a reference, but once you pick that one up, we should be 6 of 20. We're going to stay on the cliffside and follow it until it gets to its end right here. Once you see the column, just make sure you drop on down, and then you're going to want to look to the left of the tallest column, and there's going to be a little gap right here where the building is going to be. And then inside said gap is going to be collectible number 7, so make sure you pick that one up. Once you have that, we're going to turn our attention over to where red base is. Once you are at red base, you're going to want to head in the direction of the buildings. You're going to have this one directly in front of you. Make sure you look underneath the staircase, and then right here is going to be the next collectible, so make sure you pick that one up, and then we should be 8 of 20. Before we move on to the next one, we're going to need to switch our character class out to Toxin, because we are going to need their teleport. Thankfully, you can do this at red base, so hit up the pad and then switch on over to Toxin. Once you make the switch, we're going to turn our attention this way, back to that same building. Make sure you go past it, and then take this staircase up, and then take a hard right into this building. Then, once you are here, you're going to notice a bunch of junk right here in the corner that you can't get across. Thankfully, you have the teleport to take advantage of, so make sure you do that. So just make sure you teleport into the back corner, grab the collectible, and then quickly teleport back out, and then make sure you just carry on with your business. So make sure you reorient yourself after the teleport. You're going to want to head straight. If you get lost, this is going to be heading in the direction of Objective A. We're going to go past the objective and then look underneath this deck right here. And then you should find the collectible right over here. So make sure you grab that one. And then we should be halfway through this world. So that's going to be 10 of 20. We're going to slide on through this gap. We should be back at blue base. And then we're going to hit up the pad to set our character class back to good old Karl because we are going to need his jump. So back at blue base, since we already took care of the left side, we're going to now work on the right side. So make sure you face the rest of the map and then take the right path. We're going to go behind the storage containers and then grab the first collectible along this way, right over here behind these storage containers. So make sure you grab those. And of course, we are going to take advantage of Karl's jump ability, and then we're going to do a little bit of platforming. So make sure you jump onto the storage containers. Make sure you jump on to this refinery looking area. And then we're going to make our way up to the columns. So make sure you jump onto the vents. Then you should be able to clear this jump, get onto the tallest column, and then you should be able to lower yourself onto the column that has the collectible on it, which is going to be right over here. So make sure you try to stick that landing. If you do miss, try to land in a way where you can salvage it. But nonetheless, once you pick that one up, you should be 12 of 20. Then we're going to make our way onto the roof of this building right here. There's going to be an air conditioning unit to the right of the building, and the collectible is going to be right here. So make sure you grab that, stick the landing to stay on the roof, and then we're going to make our way back. And then once you are here, we're going to need to jump across to this roof. As you can see, the collectible is going to be along the way, so hopefully you should be able to grab this with one big jump, and then once you stick the landing, you should be at 14 of 20. We're going to turn back around. There's the building that we just came from. Make sure you drop down here, and then we're going to head on inside. Then once inside, you're going to look in the corner right here behind this box, and then behind it is going to be the next collectible. You might have to wedge yourself in here, but you should be able to make it without a teleport. Grab that. We should be 15 of 20, and then we're going to leave. So again, just try to wedge your way out, and then we're going to head back through the same door we just came on through. Go straight, and then this is going to be the bottom of that little refinery area. In this little corner is going to be the next collectible tucked away, so make sure you grab that one. Then we're going to turn around, and then we're going to head past the building we were just at, and then this is going to be heading in the direction of red base. So make sure you drop on down here, go past the red base spawner, and then look for the storage container on the right, and then grab the collectible to the right of that. Once you have that one, we're going to head back to the main area of the map, so just make sure you head towards the buildings, and you're going to want to go down the main corridor. You should notice there's going to be a staircase that's going to be connecting this set to the top of this building right here. So make sure you do a big jump once you get underneath it, and then you should find the collectible underneath the staircase. That should be 18 of 20. Once you have that, we're going to backtrack a little bit back towards red base. Once you are here, we're going to turn our attention to the right and then head up this staircase. Right behind this bounce pad is going to be the next collectible, so make sure you grab that. And then the last one is going to be in a building. We're going to turn back and then head this way. There's going to be red base for reference. You're going to want to go into the building directly in front of it from the ground level. So make sure you take this door in, take a hard right, and then right in front of this exit is going to be the collectible tucked away in this corner. So the next world on our list is going to be Devil's Lair, so make sure you head on over there. This is going to be the underground map. Starting out, we're going to turn directly behind us, and then behind the spawn is going to be yet more storage containers. So we're going to head on over here, and then we're going to jump behind them, and then another collectible right over here. So make sure you grab that before doing anything else, and we should be 1 of 20. Next one up is also going to be at the spawn area, so make sure you turn to the right, make sure you follow these rocks, and then you should notice it right over here. So those first two are going to be super duper easy to get at the start of the game, and then once you have them, we're going to head back to the spawn, so just make sure you jump back across, and then we're going to hit up the pad and then switch on to our first class. We are going to start out with Karl, of course, because his jump is going to be super useful. Make sure you take the right path. Right over here underneath the walkway is going to be collectible number 3, so make sure you grab that before moving on past it. Once you have that one, we're going to turn, and then we're going to head up the stairs and then take the higher path. And then once you are here, we're going to jump to the left right here onto the rocks, and then grab this collectible right on over here. Once you have that one, we're going to continue back onto the walkway and then head further down into the map. Once you get to the end of the walkway, you're going to drop down. You want to make sure you head into this small building right here. And then once inside, you're going to notice the collectible right over here in the near left corner. So make sure you grab that before you walk past it. Make sure you continue through the building, so make sure you turn back to the direction you were facing before and then keep going straight. You should notice some foliage right here, and then inside said foliage is going to be the next collectible right by this light. So make sure you go past it and then grab it right here. That should be 6 of 20. Once you take that one, it's going to be back onto the main path, and then we're going to continue on forward. You should notice this pair of staircases right here. Stick to the right side, and then you're going to keep going until you get to this set of storage containers. Make sure you look behind them on the right side, and then you should notice the next collectible, so make sure you pick that one up right on over here. This is going to be number 7. Once you have that one, we're going to turn to our right. We're going to need to scale up the cliffside right here, so try to finagle your way around. Try to look for a climbable spot and then get up here. Then once you are up here, just make sure you shimmy on over and then grab the collectible on this ledge right here. That should be number 8. Once you have that one, we're going to turn back towards the map, and then we're going to drop down. Once you have done so, we're going to go straight. And then once you notice this pillar right here, we're going to turn to the right, and this is going to be heading in the direction of Red Base. There's going to be the next collectible right here at the corner of this building. Make sure you grab that. That's going to be number 9. Once you have that one, we're going to head further down, and then we're going to enter the Red Base area. Once you are here, make sure you go past the spawner, and then go between these two buildings, and then you're going to take a right, and then behind the building on the right is going to be collectible number 10. So that should be the halfway point. We're going to turn and then head back into the Red Base area. Then we're going to go down this way, and then we're going to notice this building with a bunch of boxes in front of it. Look to the right, and then grab the next collectible right over here. And then we're going to basically cover the second half of the map going this way. So make sure you take the staircase up, and then we're going to continue the second half of the circle. So we're going to stay on the edge of the map right here to get the next one, so make sure you stay as far to the right as possible. Make sure you jump up onto these rocks and then grab collectible number 12 right here. Once you have that one, we're going to then turn back to the left, and then we're going to head back on to the walkway. Once you are here, we're going to cut across, and then you're going to notice this building right here in the middle of the map connecting the two halves. Inside is going to be the next collectible right here, so make sure you pick that one up. Once you have that one, you should be 13 of 20. Once you have that, we're going to go back to this side of the map. You're going to want to take a right and then keep going until you hit this barrier right here. And then in front of the barrier is going to be the next collectible. So make sure you grab that one, and that's going to be 14 of 20 for us. Once you have this collectible, we're going to turn around, and then we're going to continue down the path as we were earlier. Keep going until you see this pair of staircases right here. On top of it is going to be Objective A, and then you're going to have a small building right next to it. Make sure you go past that and then jump onto this platform. Bunch of boxes right here. Look inside said bunch of boxes for the next collectible, which is going to put us at 15. So once you have that one, we're going to then turn back and then continue down the main path, of course. We're going to drop down, and then you're going to notice this building right over here. Make sure you head in this direction, and then once you are here, you're going to notice the next collectible underneath the building. So we're going to need a way in. You can go in from the right side, but you do have to duck and then crawl. Duck and crawl, and then grab the collectible right over here, which is going to be number 16. Once you have that one, it's going to be back the way we came, and then once you are back out, we're going to head into that same building, and then grab collectible 17 right here in this corner. So big jump to get it, and then once you have that, we're going to be back outside, take this door, and then this is going to be the path to get back to Blue Base. So make sure you take that path back, and then we're going to need to do a character switch. So we're going to switch on over to the Rush class, as we're going to need their dash ability. So once you have Rush, you're going to take the right staircase up, take the walkway down, and you're going to keep heading down until we get to the collectible right here. It's just going to be over Objective C. We're going to need to go to the middle cliff in order to get enough height to grab it, so make sure you make your way over there. It can be a little tricky to get up this high because Rush isn't going to have a really good regular jump. My best advice is to just spiral around until you are able to go up this way. And then once you finally get to the top of the middle cliff, you're going to want to face the collectible, big jump, and then you want to make sure you try to dash as far as you can, and then hopefully you should be able to grab it. Once you do, you should be 18 of 20. To get the last two collectibles, we're going to need to do another character swap. You're going to want to head back towards Blue Base, so make sure you head back the way you came. Then we're going to do a character swap over at the pad. Make sure you switch on over to Toxin, which we're going to use to get the last two, as we're going to need their teleport. So make sure you swap out, and then once you have Toxin, the first one's going to be directly above us on this cliff right here. You can't reach it from the ground level, so you're going to have to get some height before you can teleport up there. Take the staircase up, and then use your teleport to get on top of this rock right here. Once you are here, you should be able to make it with one last teleport, so make sure you do that, and then grab the collectible right over here on this rock. Once you have that one, we're going to go for the last one, which is going to be towards the middle of the map. So make sure you drop on down, and then we're going to head forward until we get to this area right here. It's going to be the one with the 4 staircases going up on each of the corners. There's going to be a bunch of storage containers right here that you're going to need to teleport to get on top of, so make sure you do that. Teleport onto the storage containers, and then you are going to find the collectible right over here behind the overturned one. So make sure you pick that one up, and then that should cover it for this level. Moving on to the next world on the list, we're going to do the Arbor. We're going to start out and we're going to select our operative again. We're going to stick with classic Karl. Once you have that selected, we're going to start on the right side, so make sure you head down the walkway. You're going to want to head for the closest objective, which is going to be objective D, and then you're going to want to jump on top of it, and then directly above it is going to be the first collectible, so make sure you try to use Karl and then stick the landing, and then once you are on top of this thing while you're spinning, make sure you look up and then just jump straight up, and then you should be good for the first collectible of this map. Once you have that one, we're going to settle down, so hopefully you don't get too dizzy spinning, but make sure you orient yourself until you are facing this tree right here. You're going to want to jump off, and then you're going to head over to the root of the tree. Right over here, where the root enters the ground, is going to be the first collectible. Once you have that, you're going to hop onto the root, and then just follow it up, and then where the root connects to the trunk of the tree is going to be the next collectible. Once you grab that one, we're going to have a little bit of a backtrack. Just make sure you follow the route back down. This time, you're going to want to jump on to this log right here, which is also going to be a tunnel that connects the two halves of the map together. Make sure you jump on top of it, and then the next collectible is going to be right over here, so make sure you pick that one up. We should be 4 of 20 at this point. Then we're going to turn and then head back to the right path, and then we're going to head across it. The next collectible is going to be off in the distance on the right edge of the map in this foliage right here. So make sure you grab that in this plant right here. That should be 5 of 20. Then we're going to turn this way. We're going to stay on the edge of the map and then proceed forward. There's going to be another plant right here. This collectible is going to be pretty well hidden in it, so make sure you look on inside, and then inside should be collectible number 6. Once you have that, you're going to take a big jump onto these rocks right here and then make your way forward. There's going to be objective A for a reference, and then right next to that is going to be the collectible behind these rocks right here. So that's going to be number 7. Once you have that, make sure you just wrap around until you get to this box with the cloth on it. Behind that is going to be collectible number 8. Once you have that one, it's going to be back onto the main path. We're going to head all the way back to Blue Base, and then we're going to take a big U-turn so we can start tackling the opposite path of the map. So we're going to turn right here, and then head down the right path. There's going to be a body of water right there for reference. Look to the right of that, and then inside this bit of foliage is going to be collectible number 9. Across the way from that is going to be this rock face. We're going to jump atop of it, and then inside is going to be this little crater, and then inside said crater is going to be collectible number 10, so make sure you grab that, which is going to mark the halfway point of this world. Once you have that one, it's time to move on. We're going to head in the direction of Blue Base, so there it is for reference. Once you are there, we're going to head down this way, so this is going to be the left path going away from the base. Make sure you jump over the rocks to get to the edge of the map, and then right in this little clearing is going to be collectible number 11, so make sure you grab that one. Once you pocket this one, we're going to move back to the main play area. You're going to want to head over to the platform where objective C is going to be. So it's going to be directly in front of you. Make sure you take the staircase up. You're going to notice these pillars right here. The next collectible is going to be on the pillar to the right of the staircase. So make sure you head up here. You could jump on the rocks to get a better vantage point, but just make sure you try to get to the top of this pillar. Once you are there, jump straight up and then grab the collectible directly above your head, and that's going to be number 12. Once you pull that one down, the next two are going to be very close to one another. You're going to head across the platform, and then the first one of the two is going to be behind this box that's covered with this cloth. Make sure you jump over it and then grab it. Then you're going to want to do a big jump onto the rock directly behind it, and then that's going to be the second of the two. So taking care of this pair is going to put you at 14. Once you have this, we're going to have another pair coming up next, so we can thankfully take care of another two super duper quickly. Make sure you head back onto the platform, and this time you want to take the walkway down. You're going to head in the direction of objective B, but before you cross the bridge all the way, you actually want to make sure you jump to the right over the railing, and then look underneath the platform. It's going to be behind the bounce pad in case you get lost, but behind here is going to be two collectibles, one behind each of these legs right here. So make sure you grab both of them. That's going to be another pair, which should put you at 16 of 20. Once you get both of them, make sure you head back onto the path going to the right, and this is going to take you back to the set of platforms right here. Make sure you continue on until the path continues, and then you're going to notice red base in the distance. You're going to have another tree right here off to the left. Make sure you jump up to the trunk and then grab collectible number 17 right next to it. Once you have that one, we're going to head back to where objective B is going to be. The log tunnel from earlier is going to be on our right as a reference. You're going to want to jump on these storage containers, and then you're going to use these to get on top of the log tunnel. Once you are here, you're going to look for the closest root of the main center tree. Jump onto that, and then take it all the way up until you get to this boulder. Once you are on top of the boulder, you should find collectible number 18 right over here. So make sure you jump up and then grab that one. Once you have that one, we're going to turn all the way around. You want to make sure you are facing the direction of red base, and you're going to want to go straight, and then you want to make sure you go to the next big tree. So make sure you take the route back down and then stay on the left side. Make sure you go past the log tunnel, and then once you are here, make sure you get to the root. Follow this until you get to this bit of foliage right here, and then in this plant is going to be collectible number 19. That's going to leave us with one more. From here, we're just going to go straight across. There's going to be red base to our left as a reference, but you're going to have a bit of barricade right here. Look behind that, and that should be where the last collectible is. Grab that to wrap up this world, and then it's going to be on to the next. So next one up is going to be the Iridium Plains. Make sure you load that one up. It's going to be the very green map. Starting out, we're going to hit up the pad, and we're going to start out by picking Karl, as we always do. Once we have him selected, look directly behind you, and then right here in the Iridium Lake is going to be this bit of rock that's going to be poking out. In front of that is going to be the first collectible, so make sure you grab that. From there, make sure you turn this way and then jump up onto the Iridium Waterfall, and then we're going to take this all the way across until we get to this bit of rock right here. Grab this collectible right next to the building. Right after this one, we're going to stay on over here, turn to the right, and then drop down into this iridium pool right here. On this little sliver of land is going to be collectible number 3, so make sure you grab that and then quickly pop out. Make sure you make your way back on to solid land. This is going to be back where blue base is going to be. We're going to make our way forward, so this is going to the left side of the spawn area. You should notice this storage container right here next to this bubbling pool, and then behind that is going to be collectible number 4, so make sure you grab that. Once you have that one, we're going to jump over the storage container, and then we're going to tackle the left side of the map. Underneath this building right here where you see this pipe is going to be the next collectible right over here, so make sure you grab that. Once you have this one, we're going to back out, and then we're going to continue around the building. There's going to be this wall of storage containers. Make sure you go past that, and then you have an overhang right here that you can dip down into. Make sure you go underneath and then grab the next collectible right here next to this rock. Once you have that one, we're going to head back out, and then we're going to keep following the edge of the building until it takes us out here. At this corner is going to be collectible number 7, so make sure you grab that from there. Once you have that, we're going to then turn around. There should be a big open area right here. We're going to head forward. There's going to be another mid-air collectible right here. You should be able to make it from a jump from the ground if you have Karl, so make sure you bounce your way up and then take that. That should be number 8. Next up, we're going to face red base. Make sure you turn until you can see it in the distance. Then we're going to go straight, heading in its direction. Make sure you go past the spawner, and then you're going to go over to this cliffside right here. And then in between the two rocks is going to be collectible number 9, so make sure you grab that one. We're going to stay on the edge of the map. You're going to wrap around the hillside right here, and then you're going to notice another iridium fall. You're going to want to jump onto the storage containers and then up onto the rock face, then get on to the falls, and then make sure you grab it right over here. That's going to be number 10, which is going to put us at halfway through this world. Then we're going to turn around and then head towards the main play area of the map. You're going to have this building right next to you. It's going to be where Objective B is going to be. So make sure you head on inside the building by taking the stairs down and then entering the lower level. You're going to find this bit of storage right here in the corner. You're going to want to go over it and then grab the collectible right here. Once you have that, we're going to head back to the middle of the bottom area of this building. You should notice a pipe right here, and then on top of that pipe is going to be the next collectible. So make sure you jump up and then grab that. And then once you have that, it's going to be back out the way we came. So take that same staircase up, and then you should have a walkway right here. Take the walkway down and then jump onto the roof of the building. This is the same building we were just currently in at the bottom. But on the roof right over here by this pipe is going to be collectible number 13, so make sure you pick that one up. Make sure you turn until you are facing this building. You're going to want to drop down and then cut across, and then we're going to then turn here. Once you are on this part of the walkway, you have 2 storage containers right here. Look behind those for collectible number 14. Once you have that one, you're going to want to jump back onto the roof, so make sure you use the storage containers as a nice little boost. You're going to want to jump on this roof, which is going to be the one of the building that you just came out of. Use the roof in order to get to this rock right here, and then grab collectible number 15. Once you have this one, we're going to then drop down here, and then we're going to go all the way to the bottom. This is going to be the main corridor of the map. Make sure you make your way forward. You're going to want to keep going until you get to this bounce pad. Look behind it, and then underneath the walkway is going to be collectible number 16. Once you have that, we're going to turn back here to the main middle area. You're going to want to head to this storage container right here, and then atop of it is going to be collectible number 17. So make sure you grab that. Once you have that one, make sure you hop over the railing, and then we're going to take a sharp left towards this building right here. Jump up onto the roof, and then you'll find the next collectible right over here on top of the corner. It is going to take a jump to get to. Thankfully, we still have Karl, so make sure you bounce up and then grab number 18. As for the final 2, you are going to need to do a character swap for each of them. We're going to tackle the first one over by Blue Base first, so make sure you take the rooftops until you get to that side of the map. Then we're going to do a character switch. We are going to need the Rush class for this, so make sure you switch on over to them. As soon as you make the switch, you're going to want to turn until you're facing the building that's going to be closest to you. Make sure you use the Iridium fall in order to get up, and then use your dash to cut across. Your goal is to get onto the roof of this building right here. Once you are up here, you can thankfully do a big running jump and a dash to grab the collectible. You are going to have to lean forward quite a bit, but you should be able to make it. Once you do, you should be good for 19 of the collectibles. Then we're going to head all the way over to Red Base, so just make sure you book it across the map, and then we're going to have to do another character switch. So make sure you look for the opposite base, and then make sure you get to the pad. We're going to switch over to the Toxin class, as we need to get onto that pillar in order to get the next collectible, which is the last one for the map. So switch on over to Toxin, and then use their teleport to get further up. You are going to have to get some height first, so make sure you try to get onto this storage container, and then use your second teleport to get up here onto this pillar. Grab the 20th and final collectible of the map, and then it's going to be time to move on. So next world on our list is going to be Quarry, so make sure you load that one up. We're going to start out right here. Of course, we're going to choose our operative, and we're going to stick to classic Karl. Once you have that selected, we're going to start by grabbing the first collectible, which is going to be directly behind us. So make sure you turn around and then look atop this beam right here sticking out of the rock. Jump up using Karl and then grab your first one. Once you have that, we're going to turn back and then face the map. We're going to tackle the right side first. So make sure you drop down and then follow the edge of the map. Right over here is going to be the next collectible out in the open on the cliff face, so make sure you grab that one. Then we're going to turn back to face the map again. We're going to stay on this higher walkway. Next collectible is going to be atop this solar panel right here. You definitely want to use Karl to get this one, so make your way over there. You're going to need to try to get up the solar panel. The easiest way is to use this barricade that's going to be right here. Make sure you jump on top of this, and then make sure you do one more jump to get on top of the solar panel, and that should get you up here without you sliding off. Once you have that one, we're going to drop down, and then we're going to then go back to this area. We're going to take the staircase down, and then we're going to look behind it, and then behind it is going to be the next collectible right over here. So that should be number 4. Once you have that one, we are then going to head over here, and then we're going to wrap around the building, and then we're going to then take a dip right here where it starts to go downhill, and then grab the next collectible right here in this corner. That should be number 5. Once you have this collectible, we are going to then head into the building to the left of us. Once you are in here, make sure you take a right, and then in the area between these two buildings is going to be this air conditioning unit. Make sure you look on top of it, and then right here is going to be the next collectible, which is going to put us at 6. Once you have this one, we are then going to look across the way, and then right next to this storage container right here on the walkway is going to be number 7, so make sure you pick that one up. Once you have that one, we are then going to drop down to the ground level and then look underneath the walkway. You should see some more storage containers right here, and then behind them is going to be collectible number 8. Once you secure that one, we are then going to head back out, and then we're going to cut across here. There should be a staircase leading up to this building, and then underneath the staircase is going to be the next collectible. You are going to have to go in from the left side of the staircase in order to get access to it, though, since you need to jump on this storage container and then duck down to crawl underneath and then pick it up. Once you have it, you should be at 9. Once you have that one, we're then going to take this staircase to get back to the higher level. Once you get to the top of the staircase, make sure you turn into this building, and then make sure you head out onto the walkway. Take this staircase up to get to the highest point of the deck, and then once you're up here, make sure you look between these two air conditioning units for collectible number 10. Then make sure you turn around and then look behind this barrier right here on the same rooftop of this same building. And then make sure you grab collectible number 11 right here. So make sure you just edge walk over to it, and then we should be 11 out of 20. Then we're going to then head this way and then jump over the side of the building. Look behind this storage container right here, and then grab the collectible behind it, which is going to be number 12. Once you have that one, we're going to then look up, and then we're going to head straight down this way, take the stairs down, or you can walk on the cliff. But on the side of this building right here is going to be collectible number 13, so make sure you grab that. Then after that, you want to head into the same building through the door, and then if you turn left, there's going to be some more storage containers here. Jump over them, and then grab collectible number 14 in this corner. Once you have that one, we're going to leave the same way we came in, and then we're going to push forward. You are going to eventually get to this staircase, take that up to get onto this area. Bunch of storage containers right here. Atop this one is going to be the next collectible, so that's going to be number 15. Once you have that one, we're going to turn to the right. There's going to be one in midair that we have to do a big running jump to get. So try to grab it. If you can't, just turn around and then jump the other way, which is going to be an easier time since that is going to be the higher spot. But once you grab that one, you should be 16 of 20. Then we're going to grab this mid-air one in the middle of the map. This one's also going to take a pretty big jump, but you should be able to grab it no problem. That's going to be number 17. We're going to drop down. There should be this bounce pad right here. To the left of that is going to be the bottom side of this staircase. Grab collectible number 18 right here. And then once you have that, we're going to have 2 left. So take the bounce pad up. You're going to want to look underneath this walkway. The central post with the terminal on it is going to have the next collectible atop of it. Then for the last collectible, it's going to be right here on the side of the map in this big open area. It's going to be another mid-air one that requires another big jump, but you should be able to make it from the ground level. Once you have that, that should wrap up this world, and then we can move on to the next. Next map up is going to be the Tectonic Wells. For this map, you're going to want to start by going on to the character pad. Most of this map is going to take place on a bunch of floating islands, so you are going to want to go with Toxin instead of Karl, because the teleport is going to be more useful than the jump here. So starting out, we're going to turn around and then look behind the spawn area, behind these storage containers, and then right here is going to be the first collectible, so make sure you grab that one. Once you grab that one, we're going to turn around and then we're going to head back to the spawn area. We're going to look for this railing right here off to the right, and then which one? You just want to make sure you hop over it right over here. And then right on this rock is going to be collectible number 2, so make sure you grab that one. It's going to be a little hard to get back, so the easiest way back is to just turn around. We're actually going to stay on this level and then use the teleport to teleport back to this platform right here. As you can see, collectible number 3 is going to be wedged between these two sets of stairs, so make sure you jump onto the storage container and then make sure you dip on inside to grab collectible number 3. Next one up is going to be to the left, so make sure you turn around and then make sure you get onto the staircase and then use your teleport to teleport underneath this platform onto this rock right here. And then you should be able to grab collectible number 4. Once you have this one, we are going to then teleport back to where we were just at, so make sure you just make the jump across. Then once you're here, we're going to take the stairs up. As soon as you are at the top of the stairs, there's going to be a storage container for reference. Make sure you turn right here. There's the spawn for reference, and then right here is going to be this walkway. You should be able to teleport on to the background right here, and then grab collectible number 5. And then once you have this, we're going to need to teleport back to the mainland, so make sure you make that jump. We're going to continue over to the left. It's going to be a little tricky to pull the teleport off, but you should be able to arc it where you can teleport back on to this storage container. Once you get back, you're going to take a left and then go straight. There should be a square right here, and then to the upper left of that is going to be another rock pillar. Make sure you use your teleport to just skip all of that and then get onto the pillar, and then you're going to have to run and then jump into the void in order to grab this one. You are going to die on the way down, however, you are going to have infinite respawns because it is going to be training mode. Once you're back at the spawn, we're going to head back the way that we just went, so make sure you go down here. There's that same square for reference. From here, you're going to want to then take a right and then head downstairs to the center of the map. And then once you are at this area, you're going to turn left. This is going to be the underside of the square. There should be a gap right here that you can teleport through, as there is going to be a collectible right inside here, very well hidden. It's going to be a little tricky to get the aim right. Just make sure you keep aiming until you have it exactly like this. Make that jump and then make sure you get into this gap and then grab the collectible, which should put us at 7. It's going to be a little hard to get back out, so might as well just take advantage of the respawn. So make sure you get back to the spawn area. Once you're back here, we're going to then turn right and then head to this building. We're going to start out by heading onto the roof. We're just going to teleport up there since this character doesn't jump very well. Once you're up here, first collectible up is going to be this one on the corner towards the right, so make sure you grab that. That's going to be number 8. Once you have this, we're going to then head down here. There's going to be a collapsed bit of railing right here, and then behind this is going to be a ledge you can walk down, and then at the end is going to be collectible number 9. So make sure you grab this one, and then we're going to head back the way we came, back to the roof of the building we were just at, so make sure you turn there. There's going to be a solar panel here in case you get lost, but you're going to head down this walkway. It's going to be the perpendicular part of the roof. You're going to get down here. Once you are on this part of the walkway, you're going to want to look for this barrier. Make sure you wrap around it, and then right here on the ledge of the building is going to be the next collectible. You are going to have to drop down to grab it, so be very careful, but there you go. That's going to be number 10. Once you are on this ledge, make sure you scale until you get to this ramp right here. You're going to turn right into the building, look for this pipe between these two entryways, and then you should find number 11 right here. Once you have this one, we're going to back up, and then we're going to turn right and then go to the circular building right here. You're going to be able to drop down towards the bottom part of the middle of the map, and then on this rock face is going to be the next collectible. Use your teleport to clear the gap and then grab number 12. As soon as you have this one, you want to make sure you teleport back to the middle of the map. So just make sure you turn and then look up. Use your teleport to get up here. And then what you want to do is want to make sure you try to look for this bounce pad off to your right. You should be facing the opposite spawner. So make sure you get up here. There's going to be the spawner for reference. And then from here, you're going to want to look right. And there's going to be another rock right here that you can teleport to. Make sure you do so and then grab collectible number 13. Once you get this one, we're going to head over to that opposite enemy base again, so make sure you use your teleport to get up there. Once you get to the base, you're going to want to look slightly to your left. There should be a set of rocks that is going to staircase up right here. On the topmost one is going to be where your collectible is. You can save yourself the time by just teleporting up there, so make sure you get the arc right, and then just skip all the steps, and then grab the collectible right over here, which should put you at 14. Once you have that one, make sure you face the spawner, and then we're going to go past it, staying on the edge of the map. There's going to be a walkway right here, and then behind that, towards the end, is going to be this rock in the background. Use your teleport to get up there, and then you can find number 15 up here. So make sure you make the jump. Be very careful not to land on the slope of the rock, as you are going to slide off. So make sure you pick this one up, and then we're going to head back to the middle of the map. So make sure you turn to the right. You should be able to drop down, or you can use your teleport. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure you get back down to safety, and then make sure you navigate back to the middle. You're going to want to then look to the left, and then right here next to this leg is going to be this cylinder. Behind that is going to be the collectible in this corner. That should be number 16. Once you grab that one, we're going to turn. You want to make sure you head in the direction of objective D. So if you turn and go this way, you should be able to find this walkway that's going to ramp up. And then once you see objective D in the background, you're going to want to then take a right. You're going to head up this way and then turn once you get to this island. There should be a rock all by itself right here with a collectible on it. Make the teleport over and then grab it. That's going to be number 17. Then we're going to make the teleport back and then take a left. We're going to head over to the enemy base, and the 18th collectible is going to be right behind it. So it's going to just be a left through this building. Once you see the spawner, we're going to then hop behind the storage container behind it, and then we're going to grab the collectible right over here. That should be it for all of the ones that you can get using Toxin. The last two are going to require that we switch characters. Thankfully, we are going to be at a base, so make sure you hit up the pad and make sure you switch over to good old Karl. We're going to need his jump for the last two. Both of them are going to be directly in front of us. However, we do need some height in order to get them, so we're going to need to get higher up. So just make sure you head up here, jump onto the building to get to the higher level, and then navigate to the middle of the map. You can jump straight up to get the higher of the two. That's going to put you at 19. And then for the last one, you're going to have to do a big running jump, and then hopefully you can get your aim right. Make sure you are facing the opposite spawner, and then make sure you try to grab it on your way down. That should be all 20 for this world. On to the next one, which is going to be Stratos-IV. The collectibles on the World of the Nest are not going to count for this particular achievement, as that was added in post-launch. So, of course, starting out, we're going to pick our operative. We're going to choose good old Karl, because we are going to need his jump again. So make sure you pick him. First collectible up is going to be right over here to the right. It's going to be high up on the edge of this wall right here. You are going to need to head on over here, jump onto the lower barrier, and then make sure you hug the wall, and then you should be able to get it with a good old straight jump. Once you have that, we're going to then turn down. We're going to head down the right side of the map. There's going to be a bit of room protruding out right here, and then we're going to jump onto the roof of it and then grab number 2. Once you have that one, we're going to stick to the right. Make sure you keep following the walkway until you are able to dip down here. There's a staircase going down, and then at the bottom of this is going to be a set of storage containers. Behind those is going to be the collectibles. Make sure you grab that. That's going to be number 3. Once you have that one, we're going to hit up that staircase that we just went down, but this time we're going to go up, and then we're going to go up this second staircase right here to get to this part of the deck. There's going to be a turret to our left for reference, and then to the right is going to be another storage container. Make sure you jump on to that, and then grab collectible number 4. Once you have that one, we're just going to go forward and then drop down right here. There's a giant gaping rectangle in the middle. So make sure you navigate to there. We're going to go underneath the staircase and then look for this set of storage containers. Right over here is going to be collectible number 5. And then once you have that one, we're going to then back up. And then we're going to look inside that rectangle. There's going to be a bounce pad in there, but more importantly, the collectible is going to be right here in this corner. Make sure you grab it on the way down. If you miss it, you can always take the bounce pad back up and then try to grab it. But nonetheless, once you have it, make sure you get back into the rectangle, and then we're going to then go down this hallway right here. This hallway is going to take you right over here to the under deck, and then we're going to stick to the left. Right over here in this corner is going to be collectible number 7, so make sure you grab that. Once you have that one, we're going to back up, and then we're going to follow the railing around until we get to over here. Then we're going to keep going until we see this storage container, and then in front of it is going to be collectible number 8. Once you have that, make sure you turn it to the right. Collectible number 9 is going to be in midair right here. You're going to want to jump over the railing and then grab it. You are going to die on the way down, so that's going to take you back to the spawn, but make sure you try to grab it, as navigating back here is going to be kind of a pain. But there's going to be number 9. That should take you back to the beginning. Once you make it back, we can finally start tackling the left side, so make sure you head down here. Behind the staircase is going to be another storage container. Make sure you grab collectible 10 right here. Once you have that, make sure you continue down this pathway. You're going to get to another staircase. We're going to ignore it and then just go past it. Keep following the deck going this way until you get to this storage container, and then on top of it is going to be collectible number 11. Once you have that one, we're going to turn back around, and then we're going to look underneath this staircase right here. Behind these storage containers is going to be collectible number 12, so make sure you make the jump over and then grab it right here in the corner. Then we're going to go up to the staircase that we previously ignored, so make sure you head on up there, and we're going to tackle the upper side of this part of the deck. First one up is going to be right here above this room. It's going to be right here in the middle, very hard to miss, so make sure you grab that. That's going to be number 13. Once you have this one, we're going to head on over to the opposite spawner right over here. So just make sure you go down this way. And then we're going to then drop down and then head over to the spawn area. Once you are here, you're going to want to look behind the spawner right over here in this set of storage containers for collectible number 14. Once you have this one, we are then going to turn, and then we're going to head down the middle since we've already taken care of the two sides. So we're going to head right here. We're going to take the left walkway down, and then we're going to go to the middle right here. Once you get to the middle, you should notice this barrier, and then in front of it is going to be collectible number 15. Behind that is going to be the command deck, and then which one you just want to make sure you jump straight up and then grab the collectible directly in front of it. It's going to be pretty high up, so make sure you jump onto this ledge right here, and then you should have an easier time at jumping at it to grab it. That's going to be number 16. Once you have that one, it's going to be back over here. You're going to be facing this base. There's going to be a collectible in between the two walkways that you can get by jumping across both of them. So make sure you grab that. That's going to be number 17. And then the last 3 are going to be all of the ones that are going to be over this guardrail right here. You are going to die after grabbing each one, so it is going to be a walk back to get the next subsequent one. So first one up is going to be over this piece of guardrail right here. It's right before the wall, so make sure you grab this one. That's going to be number 18. You should respawn back here, and then we're going to turn to the right, and then we're just going to keep heading down the same walkway. Every time we get to a collectible, we're just going to jump over and then die, but we should respawn, but then that's going to mean more walking back. Anyways, next one up is going to be over here. It's going to be by the opposite base, so make sure you grab this one, and that's going to put us at 19. And then finally, number 20 is going to be all the way over by the opposite base, so this one's going to be a big walk. Just make sure you make that same walk over, and then we're going to keep going until we notice the opposite spawner, and then we're going to jump over it and then grab the last one. So spawner is going to be right over here. Make sure you look over to the right of it, and then the last collectible for this world is going to be right over this railing. Drop down one more time and then grab it to wrap this one up, and then it's going to be on to the penultimate world. Just 2 more maps to do. This one's going to be Subterra, so make sure you load that up. Make sure you hit up the operative pad as you normally would. This time we're going to start out with Toxin, as we're going to get rid of all the ones we need them for first. There's going to be one right here atop the spawner. Make sure you try to teleport onto the spawner. You are going to have to aim for one of the arms, but once you get up here, you should be able to grab it right here in the middle. Once you have this one, just make sure you lower yourself down, and then once you are here, we should be done with Toxin, and then we can switch on over to Karl. So make sure you do that, and then we're going to grab the rest of the normal collectibles. Starting out on the left, we're going to head until we get to the rock face right here. There's going to be a box right here for reference. Behind that is going to be collectible number 2, so make sure you pick that one up. Once you have that one, we're going to go spelunking, so make sure you turn until you're facing the cave system right here. This is going to be the left entryway. We're going to look on the right wall, and then right over here by the support column is going to be collectible number 3. Make sure you pick that one up. After that, we're going to then head on further down into the cave. We're going to take a right here. There's going to be a building. Underneath it is going to be collectible number 4. We're going to have to go in from the right side of the staircase and then duck down and then grab it. Once you have that one, it's going to be back out, and then we're going to then go this way. So make sure you turn slightly to the right and then wrap around here. We're going to look for this pipe, and it's going to lead you right over here. There's going to be a gaping hole in the roof for reference, so this one's hard to miss. Make sure you grab that one. That's going to be number 5. After that, make sure you turn it to the left. There's going to be a stone column right here in the middle. Make sure you grab the collectible atop of that, and then once you have that one, we are going to be at 6 of 20. So use Karl's jump, and then you should be able to pull that one down. Then we're going to look for this building right here in the corner. Make sure you head on inside. And then once inside, you're going to find collectible number 7 right here on top of this terminal. Once you pocket the collectible, you're going to want to turn to the right. There's going to be a hallway right here that takes you back outside. Make sure you take that, and then once you are back outside, you're going to want to turn to the left. There's going to be a staircase right here, and then to the right of that staircase is going to be this storage container. Make sure you drop down and then grab collectible number 8 right over here. Once you have that one, we're going to turn to the right. There's going to be this cliff face right here, and then you want to make sure you look for this gap. And then in said gap is going to be collectible number 9 right over here. You are going to have to jump into it in order to grab it. Once you have this one, we're going to scale the cliffside right here. So make sure you bounce along through here, and then make sure you keep bouncing up until you get to the surface where the solar panel is. Once you're here, there should be a building behind it, and then which one of these want to make sure you go inside said building. In the corner by this monitor is going to be collectible number 10. Grab that one. Once you have that, we're going to leave the way we came. Next collectible up is going to be right here on the side of the map. It's going to take a big jump to get this, so make sure you try to make that jump. You should land in this hole, but thankfully you should be able to turn around and then take this bounce pad back up to the surface. Make sure you go into that same building from earlier and then go through the building. There's going to be a small staircase right here, and then in the corner of it and the platform is going to be number 12. Pick that one up. Once you have that, we're going to punch it straight to the middle of the map. There's going to be a bounce pad right here for reference. Behind that is going to be this barrier, and then on top of it is going to be the collectible. So jump onto the barrier, and then make sure you jump and then grab the collectible on your way down. Now, hopefully you don't land into the hole that's going to be beneath that collectible, but make sure you reorient yourself. There's going to be that same platform for reference. We're going to go to the left of it. There's going to be a rock with a bounce pad right here. Between those two is going to be collectible number 14, so make sure you pick that one up. Once you have that, we're going to then turn over to the left, and there's going to be a building right here with this window. You're going to want to head that way and then go behind it. You can take either way, it doesn't really matter. But behind it right here on the 2 legs is going to be collectible number 15. Once you grab this one, we're going to head back out here. There's going to be a rock formation right over here, and then we're going to scale up it, and then grab collectible number 16 right over here. Once you grab this one, make sure you drop down onto the right. There's going to be the entrance to the cave system right here. We're going to tackle this side of the cave next. There's going to be the spawner for reference, but this is going to be where the entrance is. Once you get inside, make sure you look to the right. The next collectible is going to be right here next to this set of crystals and this support column. Grab that. That's going to be number 17. Once you have this one, we're then going to head further down into the cave. Then we're going to look for the middle area right over here. Make sure you go straight. There's a turret for reference in case you get lost. Make sure you take a right once you see that turret, and then you should be in this entrance way. We're going to grab the collectible up on the wall right here. That's going to be number 18. Once you have this, we're going to then leave the cave, so make sure you head out through this way. There's going to be a set of barriers right here, and then right inside is going to be number 19, which is going to leave us with one more. So once you grab that, we're going to then look for number 20, which is going to be all the way over here. So make sure you take the staircase back up to the middle of the map, and then we're going to then proceed forward until we get to the opposite base right over here. Once you get to this base, you're going to want to turn around. There's going to be this small building to the left of it, and then right over here in the corner behind this storage container is going to be number 20, which is going to wrap up this world. On to the last one we need for the achievement, which is going to be Utopia. Load that one up. Almost done here. Of course, just as always, right when you start, make sure you hit up the pad, and then make sure you switch on over to Karl. First collectible up to bat is going to be directly behind us, so make sure you turn around and then look for these storage containers behind the spawner. Make sure you look right next to them, and then you are going to find your first collectible right here on the side, so make sure you grab that one. Once you have this one, we're going to then turn and then look to the right. There's going to be a building right here. Make sure you jump on top of this building and then grab the next collectible on the corner. And then it's going to be right over here by this plant that's sticking out, so make sure you pick that one up. Once you have this one, we are then going to drop down, so make sure you drop down onto this walkway and then drop down into this clearing right here. There should be a storage container right over here, and then right in front of that is going to be your collectible, so make sure you pick that one up. And then once you have that one, we're then going to turn this way, and then we're going to head down here. So just follow this path, and then this is going to take you to yet another storage container. Collectible number 4 is going to be right behind it. There's going to be the opposite base for reference, but you're going to want to grab the collectible right over here in this corner. Then you're going to turn around. There's going to be a hill right here, and then atop that hill is going to be some plants, and then there's going to be a barrier behind that. Make sure you look between these two plants for collectible number 5. Once you have that, we're going to turn, and then we're going to head over to red base, and then we're going to go past it, and then look for this set of storage containers right over here. And then right inside here is going to be a bunch of plants, and then you could barely see the collectible right here, but make sure you grab it inside all of the foliage. That's going to be number 6. Once you have that, we're going to back out, and then we're going to wrap around here. There's going to be a building right here that you can jump onto, so make sure you do so. And then grab this collectible in the building corner right over here. That's going to be number 7. Once you have that, we're going to turn around. There's going to be a mid-air collectible. You should be able to grab this with Karl by doing a big running jump off of the corner right here. If you're having trouble because you are so close to a base, you can switch over to Rush and then use his dash if you want to. But you should be able to get it with a well-placed Karl jump. Once you have that, we're going to then head down the side right here and then go to this clearing. There's going to be a rock right here for reference, and then behind that is going to be collectible number 9. Once you have this one, we are then going to look ahead, and there's going to be a big building right here. We're going to enter in from the ground level. The door is going to be right over here. And then once inside, you should notice a bounce pad, but our goal is to look over here and then grab the collectible high up in this corner. So make sure you grab that. That's going to be number 10. While you are in here, you're going to want to take this bounce pad up, and then you're going to want to leave through this door. Once you are out here, make sure you turn around and then jump onto the roof of this building. Once you are here, you should be able to get this mid-air one with another big running Karl jump, so make sure you do so. Grab it on the way down. That's going to put you in the clearing from earlier. We're going to turn to the left, and then we're going to head underneath the walkway right here. Then we're going to get to this ramp. Make sure you head on over here and then take this up. And then right over here underneath the ramp is going to be the collectible, so just drop down and then grab it behind the support column. That's going to put you at 12. Once you have this one, it's going to be back onto the ramp and then further up. This is going to be our spawn area right over here for reference. Make sure you look to the right of that. There's going to be a building. Head inside the building and then grab the collectible right over here above all of the storage containers. That's going to be number 13. Once you have that, make sure you leave the way you came. And then once you are back outside, we're going to then head across this way. There's going to be a staircase in the background. Make sure you look underneath the staircase and then grab collectible number 14 right over here. Once this one is secured, you can either wrap around the staircase or you could back up. Doesn't really matter as long as you are facing the middle of the map. You're going to want to look for one of the support legs of the tripod in the middle of the map. It's going to be the one on the left. Grab collectible number 15 right here at its base. Once you have that, we're going to then turn, and then we're going to go this way. This is that same staircase we were just at. Make sure you look down, and then at the end of this walkway right here underneath it is going to be collectible number 16. Jump and then grab that. As for the last four, they are all going to be located on the middle tripod structure of the map. So we are going to need Toxin to get most of them. So make sure you go to either one of the bases and then switch your operative out to Toxin. First one up isn't going to require the teleport. You can just take the staircase up to this platform right here. Make sure you look for the middle barrier of the mining laser, and then to the side of it is going to be collectible number 17. The other three are going to require a teleport, so make sure you try to head over here. Use the teleport to get on to the ring of the tripod right here. Once you are here, you're going to want to look over here by this leg. There's going to be a platform sticking out from it. So jump onto that and then grab this collectible, which is going to put you at 18. Then for the last two, the first one of the two is going to be a mid-air one that you have to jump off of the tripod to get. So make sure you do so. You are going to land back on the ground. However, there's nothing stopping you from teleporting back up, so make sure you do so. The very last one is going to be on top of the middle cylinder right here. So teleport to the ring level, and then teleport on to the apex of one of the legs, and then finally use one more teleport to get to the tippy top of the structure. Grab the last collectible. That should be all 240 that you need for the achievement. Once you have picked it up, you should unlock it. There it is, finally for 50 gamer score. And that's all there is to it.